Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out.
It's your water, your life.
Top up from the tap with Scottish Water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
Exceeding expectations in the delivery of outstanding, best value legal services to businesses, organisations and private individuals. If you want to deal with a different kind of law firm, get in touch now.
Good evening and a warm welcome from the Royal Commonwealth Pool. It's day 2 of the Scottish National Short Course Championships, and I am Duncan McKinnell and I'm joined by Corrie Scott here in the commentary booth. It's a delight to be with you once again. Good evening, Corrie.
Thank you, Duncan. It's very, very nice to be with you as well, so thank you for having me back.
Well, I hear you were an internet sensation last night, so we're looking for more of your insights into what's going on in the pool this evening. We've got a very busy programme for you tonight. We start off with 2 bonus events, so we'll be kicking off a little bit earlier than the 5:30 scheduled time with 2 swim-offs, 50 backstroke for the men and 50 breaststroke for the women. Then we get into the serious stuff with the fastest heat of the men's 1500 metres freestyle and B and A finals. Basically, if the men were swimming it last night, the women are swimming it tonight, and vice versa. So you can see there on the screen, that is what's coming up. We cap it off with freestyle relays 4x50. We had medley relays last night, finished off on a sensational men's medley relay. But out of that lot, Corrie, what tickles your fancy?
I'm very excited to see the men's 100 breaststroke tonight. I think that'll be a great race between Craig Benson and Ross Murdoch, as well as the men's 100 freestyle and the women's 50 breaststroke. I think Katie Robertson's going to have a smashing swim tonight, so I'm excited to watch that as well.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. I think we've got some others that are going to be very interesting. That 100 butterfly, we saw that superb 200 fly between Tane Bruce and Kiana McInnes yesterday. This time it's the 100. Maybe that favours Tane rather more than Kiana going down the distance.
Yeah, I think Tane definitely prefers the 100, whereas Kiana a bit more of the 200. So tonight's a bit of a rematch, so we'll see who comes out on top on that.
Yep, so that one is certainly going to be a good one. What about the men's 100 freestyle? Duncan Scott is sitting that one out. He decided to go for other events, but we've got McClay in lane 4. Jack Thorpe, of course, took that Scottish record yesterday in the 50 freestyle. He could do something pretty fast, and Scott McClay's looked very strong as well so far this weekend.
Yeah, that 50 freestyle yesterday was so tight, so it's going to be exciting to see how that longer distance, that extra 50 metre, favours, whether it favours Scott or Jack, or it's going to be very close again, I think.
Yes, I think so. I mean, you think of Jack as being the 50er, but I suppose Scott as well. There's the short distances, so yes, it's hard to call that one. Maybe, of course, there's David Cumberledge, Callum Bain as well, the non-Scots, who could just throw a spanner in that particular set of works.
Definitely. It's a bit of an Edinburgh Uni of Stirling battle there as well. So
add a bit of spice to it. Then the 100 IM, the 2 Katies.
Yep.
Robertson versus Shanahan. That excellent Scottish junior record from Katie Shanahan yesterday. So maybe she could get the junior record in the 100 IM as well.
Definitely, yeah, that's going to be a very, very good race between the two of them.
So lots and lots to look forward to here. We're not far away from those swim-offs that will get us going. So that should be in a couple of minutes' time. So we'll be going to that very quickly. It's not on your screen, but as just a reminder, it will be for positions in a subsequent final. The men's 50 backstroke will be first up, followed by the women's 50 breaststroke. So there to come very soon. We're just doing some of the preps there. You can see the light show going on here at the Royal Commonwealth Pool. This certainly adds a bit of atmosphere. As an athlete, Corrie, did you enjoy the lights and the razzmatazz, or do you just want to get on with swimming?
I absolutely loved it. I loved the Scottish short course just because of the light show, and it was just so much more adrenaline and so much more build up to the races. It just made it a bit more exciting, so I loved that, and I think most of the swimmers on poolside love it as well. So
it certainly is a treat, I think, for the spectators to see some really fast short course swimming. Really, I suppose, at the end of the short course season, and swimmers start to prepare. So is it quite a serious taper for this, or a mini taper that athletes would do? They're swimming very fast at this weekend.
yeah, I think it's always a bit of a mixed bag. I think some people in there might be tapered. Some of the boys have definitely shaved off their beards. But also at the same time, I've spoken to a lot of swimmers who are in really, really hard training who are finding it quite tough. But a short course is always fun, and this is the last short course meet of the season. So come after Christmas, it's going to be back to long course. So it's always a bit of fun, kind of trying to swim as fast as you can short course.
So it'll be, yes, the hard graft of the long course season after this. Some of them, of course, will be going down to the English short course, which is next weekend. So they'll be doubling up the events, but certainly we've seen a big English contingent come up here, and we'll see a lot of them in action, including some of the stars. Amy Wilmot, of course, Commonwealth champion in the 400 IM. Who can forget that battle against Hannah Miley? And we've got Freya Anderson, perhaps the rising star in British women's swimming.
Definitely, yeah.
And we'll see her tonight as well. We've got the Welsh girl, of course, based up in Edinburgh, Catherine Greenslade, but she had really quite a breakthrough season last season, and will be looking to a place in the British team for the World Championships next summer. But we're ready to go now. This, as I said, the first of our swim-offs, 50 backstroke for a place in the B final later on. It's Keir Edgar in lane 4, so he's in the darker of the blue caps, and that SLS of South Lanarkshire, that's Adam Airley in lane 5. So away they go. They both did 26.60 in the heats this morning. Who's your money on, Corrie?
Well, that was a great start from Adam early there, so my money right now is on him, but you don't know what's going to happen in the last 25.
Through the turn, and it is Adam Airley. Nice turns from both of them, but Adam looks to have about a meter's advantage, and I can't see this changing at the moment. Keir was pushing hard at the end, but it is 26.19 for Adam Airley. So, as you so often see, 26.46 for Keir Edgar, both of them faster than they were in the heats. That happens so often that you swim faster in a swim-off. Much swim-off experience?
Yeah, some swim-off experience. You've definitely got much more adrenaline kind of being just head-to-head. I remember doing a 200 IM swim-off one day, which wasn't particularly fun. So, but 50s are much nicer.
This is the second one, 50 breaststroke in this one, and here you can see Jenna Dougal, 13-year-old from Derwent's side, in lane 4, and she'll be up against Mount Kelly's Amelia Riggott in lane 5. And in this one, they both did 34.09 earlier on today. So again, it's 2 lengths of the pool. Nice short, sharp swim-offs here. Good start from Jenna Dougal this time. She looks to have the slight edge, but this one is shaping up to be much closer, Corrie.
Definitely, yeah. That was a great last kind of 15 metres there for Amelia. So she's definitely caught up the lead that Jenna got off at the start.
And it does look like Amelia has the edge now, less than 10 metres to go. And she is, I think, the one fancied to take this one. Let's see if she gets her finish nailed pretty well. 33.40 33.57, and once again, both of them faster than they were earlier. 33.82 for Jenna Dougal, but it will be Amelia Riggott that we will see swimming again in the B final later on. Here we see them coming in. Comments on the finish there? Not bad.
Yeah, she definitely spotted that quite well, and that was good experience for them both. They're both 13 and 14, so good experience to kind of get the lights and get experience of a final session at a national champs.
Yep, so from 50s, here come the athletes for something rather different. Yeah. 1500 freestyle.
Yeah, slightly longer.
Slightly longer. We expect something in the region of 16 minutes of swimming here. They're getting ready. In lane 1 is the Modernian swimmer Jamie McCaffrey, the Scot from south of the border. Next to him, Harley Beach of Edinburgh University. 3 is Daniel Ferguson from Swim West Lothian. Lane 4 from Ellesmere College Titans is Hector Pardo. He's the fastest qualifier, 15:32. Beside him, Fraser Allison of Warren de Bath, so local swimmer. Marshall Illingworth of City of Glasgow is in lane 6. Then it's Alex Crossland Robbins of the University of Stirling in lane 7. And the youngster, just 14 years old, Jamie McGregor of Perth City, goes in lane 8. Great opportunity for Jamie to swim against these senior swimmers in a 1500 freestyle. Let's see how he gets on here. So called to their starting positions by the referee. And away they go. So I guess with your experience mainly in the shorter distance of breaststroke, but I can remember you as a very strong 400 IMer. I'm not sure I remember you doing the distance stuff.
Yeah, I've definitely done a few 1500s of my time. I trained with Andy Figgins in East Kilbride, so we were very much a distance kind of programme. So I've definitely done a few in my time, but not for a good few years now.
So yes, Andy Figgins has produced some absolutely superb distance swimmers in that South Lanarkshire programme, which is of course where you started off for many a good year. Good starts over in lane 1. That is Jamie McCaffrey, certainly making a good opening start, and also in lane 6 it's Marshall Illingworth. So they're the early front runners, very early days of course. We go through the 100 in 58.96. The second spot, 59.74 for Marshall Illingworth.
Yeah, this has been a great first 150 for Jamie. We can barely see him in the camera there, so he's really taken this out.
Yes, so you can see him now as he comes off the wall. Just gets away from our header there. 129.78 for him. It would be a bit of a surprise, I would think, if he can take this out of lane 1. 16:03 is entry time. That's around 30 seconds slower on paper than the swimmers in the centre lane. So he's certainly giving it a great go early on here, coming up to the 200. Let's see what his time is here. 2:01.02. Not sure what that 7 is doing on our graphics there. Certainly not 72 minutes. So that is around a 62 for his second 100. So settling into a nice pace. Do you worry sometimes when somebody does go off so fast, particularly from an outside lane, that he's going to shoot his bolt and he's going to suffer for this later on in the race? Or do you think he knows what he's doing?
I think everyone will go into a 1500 with a definite race plan. And sometimes it will mess you up if you look over and you see someone in the outside lane who's way in front of you. But I guess it's the thing of all of these guys just need to stick to their own race plan, and obviously Jamie's is to take it out and say, come and catch me guys. But he's looking very, very strong in this first kind of 250 metres.
There's a sort of canny game going on in the centre lanes there. You can see 6 swimmers pretty much, all fairly close, particularly 5 of them. But there you see Jamie going through 3:04.05, so that was a 63 for his third 100. And looking at second place, 3:08.19, Marshall Illingworth. So there's a 4.1 second advantage for Jamie. We'll just keep tabs on the gap that Jamie has over the pack. You almost call it the peloton there. There's 5 or 6 of them still, led in lane 4 now by Hector Pardo. He's gone past Marshall Illingworth into second place. 3:35.43, 3:38.89. So that gap has shrunk in that last 50 by about half a second. So you get the feeling that Hector Pardo maybe is saying, okay, enough of this nonsense. We're not having lane 1 taking it from me. I just need to peg him back a bit. And whether that is a change in tactic or whether that is right, well, it was always the plan to start fairly steadily and then wind it up. 4:07.17 for Jamie. That was another 63, so he's holding his pace nicely here. Jamie McCaffrey, as I said, 16:03. Scott from the Modernians Club does have involvement with the Scottish Performance Programme in the senior bronze squad. Hector Pardo from Ellesmere College, of course, a fantastic swimming programme at Ellesmere College. He was a 5th place swimmer in the British Summer Championships, 17-year-old. And we'll look at the gap now, and it's only 2 seconds now, 4:38.80 and 4:40.86. So certainly signs that Hector Pardo is starting to whittle that lead down. 3rd place in lane 3, Daniel Ferguson of West Lothian. He was silver medalist in this event last year. Fraser Allison won it. He's a little way back at the moment in lane 5, so well, it is, I guess I said, still a long, long way to go. 5:10.29, so another 1:03 for Jamie. So his pacing is very, very steady indeed. And that, I suppose, is part of the trick as well, is just to get into that rhythm and then almost metronome-like just be able to churn it out lap after lap.
Yeah, he'll definitely have been training this, and he'll know exactly what pace he wants to go and how it's meant to feel each 100. So he'll definitely know exactly he wants to be going 63, 63, 63, and what kind of stroke count and rates he wants to go. So he looks like he's holding well, but Hector's definitely pushing on now as well, saying, I want to get in front of Jamie.
Yeah, he's pretty much up, as you can see now as they go through that turn at 525. 575 actually, and it is now Hector Pardo who is going to pick up the lead. 6:12.73, so he is certainly pacing a fair bit faster than Jamie. Jamie going through 6:13.71, so another 63 and a half that time for Jamie. I don't think he'll be too worried about Hector Pardo going past him. He'll have expected that probably, and it'll be about, as you said, swimming his own race plan, and if he can keep this going, it will be a very good performance from him.
Yeah, Jamie might know that this is his, that's his skill, is his front end speed in this 1500, so he might be just pushing that on and saying come and catch me, and hoping that he's got that back end speed from all the training he's done.
So Hector Pardo has now moved past him. He's about 5 meters clear now, so it's certainly looking like he is the dominant force in this race. 7:13.60, so he's pacing around 61, just under 61 for that last 100. So that was a 700, so if he can keep 61s going, we'll be talking about something as in low 1520s, maybe slightly less than that with a final sprint. So he would be happy with that, I would think. 15:32 is entry time. Ellesmere College have brought up a pretty strong team to these championships, and this, I think, would be, other than Freya Anderson, their first gold medal if Hector could do this. Freya, though, of course, will certainly, I think, go back with a fair amount of gold to her name before we're finished tomorrow night.
Yeah, definitely. I think it must be great for Hector as well to have Freya within the team and be pushing the whole team on as well. And I'm sure they must make some great training partners.
Yes, of course, she's very much focused on the shorter distances. We did see her do the 400 earlier, so wait for that. But that's very much, I would think, at the top of her range. And she will be in lane 5 in the A final in the 400 freestyle later on. But it's Hector. There you can see the focus. Thoughts about his stroke?
Yeah, he looks very, very long, and he's held his stroke, so his rate's not dropped, his rate's not increased throughout the race so far. That was a few breaths going into the turn, which may be an indication that he might be getting a little bit tired, but unless that's what he always does, making sure he's getting that oxygen in during such a long race like this.
Well, we'll see if he does it at the other end. Oh, we just moved away, so we can't, but there we go. You can see there he's lapping Jamie McGregor, the youngster we talked about at the top of the race. We'll see how he gets on. He'll be vying for be the top junior. He has to beat 16:14:48 that was set by Liam McLaughlin earlier in the day. So we'll see whether they do it. 9:17 at the 900 mark. So we've probably gone from 61s to 62s now for Hector. So that's probably fairly common, I guess, when you get into the second half of the race. It starts to get tough. It's hard to hold that pace.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be just trying to, he will know what he wants to kind of hold, and he'll be aiming to hold that probably 62, 63 at the max probably, and he's looking very, very strong still. Just using his legs a little bit and trying to save them probably for the last sprint at the end.
In lane 1, Jamie McCaffrey is still holding second place. You see him going through there, and you can see he's got quite a gap over Daniel Ferguson there in lane 3, so 5 or 6 meters still. So we've every chance of seeing Jamie McCaffrey on the podium, and if he does, it would mean that he would be the Scottish champion, because Hector not a Scot. 10:19:73 the time for Hector, so that was 62.5 for that last 100. So he is holding that 62.63s, and you can see now he is more than half a length clear of McCaffrey, who continues to hold off Ferguson, although maybe just some signs that Daniel Ferguson is bringing it back. You can see there as they go past, there's less than 5 meters between those two now. That's the silver and bronze contest as we focus now on Hector. Just going through there in his 11th 100. Clocked here, clicking through the 11 minutes, so we're looking for something 11:22 maybe at this turn. In fact, we're inside that. 11:22:07, so he's picked the pace up slightly again, so that's good to see. That was a 62.3 there.
Yeah, he might know he's coming into the last kind of 400 metres, and he might think that's the time to pick it up. He'll probably have specific, when I was doing some distance when I was younger, I'd definitely have specific numbers. I'd start picking up at 400 or 500 metres, so he's probably doing that, picking up towards the 300, 400 metres to go.
So we'll keep an eye on that as to whether he can do that. Let's just have a look at what's going on in second and third there. You see the gap has shrunk a little bit more. I think it's down to about 2 to 3 meters now. So Daniel Ferguson might well fancy his chances to be the Scottish champion here. Just going through behind them, Harley Beach in 4th place, Fraser Allison not far behind him in 5th, but they're quite a long way behind Ferguson, and just ahead of him McCaffrey. So that's the position further down the field as we see Hector Pardo going through in 12:25. So that pace has slipped a little bit there. That was a 63.5. So a little bit worried about that. Maybe signs that he is getting a little weary, because as you said, you'd be wanting to perhaps just try and wind the pace up a little bit as we count down the laps.
Yeah, definitely. He still looks very strong, and he's not using his legs too much yet, so he might be bringing them in the last couple of 100 metres.
when would you go to the legs? Obviously in the final 50, but would you go much before that, or would you sort of do a sort of half
Yeah.
a halfway house?
I think that's what I would do, and definitely in sessions towards the end of freestyle sets I'd start to pick it up, but definitely in the last kind of 150 metres he'd be probably hoping to pick up that pace and pick up that rate in his arms, which he looks to maybe be doing now.
13:28.61 is his time, so just under a 63 on that one. So if we do another 16.3, that would be 14.31, and then maybe about a minute after that for his final. So he's going to be around about his 15.32, maybe slightly inside it that he's come into this meet on. So I think he would, I'm sure, maybe have put his target on getting under that 15.30. That would be quite a big ask now, I think, but you never know if he can wind it up. That race you can see there is getting tighter and tighter for second place. There is a Scottish gold medal at stake in that one. Just looking at the gap, it's about a second and a half between McCaffrey and Ferguson. We'll see them coming through there. McCaffrey is holding off Daniel Ferguson pretty well here. He's certainly not going to give it up without a fight. As Pardo coming in, 14:31.58. Again, around about 63, so was, well, he needs a 59, a 101 rather, to match his entry time. You'd think he would do that on the final 100.
Yeah, he's definitely looking like he's picking those legs up a little bit, so he'll just be excited to hear that bell now.
Yeah, so let's watch what happens now as the goes into this final 15. You certainly see a difference in the legs now. Final turn coming up, and he is now going to really try and pick up his stroke rate, get those legs really going hard now as he comes towards the final 5 meters. Look at the clock, it's coming towards the 15:30, just gets over it, 15:31.45, so he takes a second off his entry time. And having a look at that, what do you think he's thinking at the moment? And you see there's coming in there, and it was Daniel Ferguson, and Jamie McCaffrey there has miscounted because he's still going. That's unfortunate for him because he went into a tumble turn rather than a hands finish. That will have cost him a little bit. I don't think it affected the outcome in terms of Jamie Ferguson just getting the edge on him. 15:44.07 for Daniel. Jamie McCaffrey, with this lap of honour, if you like, takes the bronze in 15:45.47. So some great racing there, and some good stuff. We still have final swimmer going, and that is Jamie McGregor. So we said he has to get inside 16:14.48. I think that is probably going to be out with him, so but let's see what his time is. 16:40, so in fact well outside that. So Liam McLaughlin of Warren de Baas will have the honour of being the Scottish Junior Champion. Daniel Ferguson will be the Senior Champion as well as the silver medalist. Great swim there from Jamie McCaffrey. He'll be very happy, I would think, with that. But our winner of our first race tonight, Hector Pardo of Ellesmere College. So thoughts on that as they clear the pool, Corrie?
That was a very exciting 1500 because I think the race between Jamie and Daniel, so Jamie McCaffrey and Daniel Ferguson, was really exciting towards that last 50, and you could just see Daniel really picking that up and pushing on because he obviously wanted that Scottish champion so much, so that was a good fight to the end for those two boys.
Next up, something completely different again. We're back to the 50s that we saw in the swim-offs. It's 50 freestyle here for the women. B final, as always, will come up first. Then we get to the A final. There are the swimmers for the B final. We've got Amelia Rodd of Ellesmere College in 1, Hannah Featherstone of University of Stirling in 2, Clara Von Opel, who came from this afternoon's heats to claim a spot here, from Natari, Anna Main in for Edinburgh University, Lauren Graham of Chesterley Street, Sophia Oltoft of University of Stirling, Emma Russell of Heart of Midlothian, and Juliet Cassini for Edinburgh University. So a couple of your Edinburgh University team going in this one, and including Anna Main in lane 4. Got a pretty decent start there. Also going very nicely, Juliet Cassini in lane 8. This is going to be really tight though. Lane 5 up there, Lauren Graham as well. The touch though going to Anna Main in 25.94, 3/10 faster than she was this morning. Second place, Lauren Graham, and third, Clara von Opel. So going from the afternoon heats to third in the B final there, 26.18 for her. So some good swims there. 25.94 though the winning time. So the lights go down now as the swimmers leave the pool for our first A final of the evening. They will be coming up onto the pool side very shortly. Here they come. That place in that final call room, you're just itching to go.
Yeah,
Can't
definitely.
wait to get out.
Yeah, I always had that excitement. I was just ready to go in that call room, and I think these girls for a 53, you need to have that mindset of just the excitement, the adrenaline ready to go.
So that is Katie Goodburn of Warrender, who will go in lane 1, well, in fact the only junior in this A final. We have Emily Horn going in lane 2 for City of Glasgow. 3 is Rachel Masson of Edinburgh University. Then it's Freya Anderson of Ellesmere College Titans. Lane 5, Sophie Smith of Arbroath St Thomas. 6 is Anita McCartney from Edinburgh University. Gull Simonal of City of Glasgow in lane 7. And Yasmin Perry of University of Aberdeen Performance Team in lane 8. You'd have to put heavy money on Freya Anderson, you would think, to take this one, to add to 100 yesterday.
Yeah, she looks great in the 100, and she's got so much experience, so I think she'll be looking to definitely push this on. Hopefully she'll pull Sophie Smith along with her.
And Rachel Masson, of course,
Yeah,
will be
definitely.
battling with Sophie Smith, you would think, for the Scottish title here. So off they go. Freya Anderson, European Junior Champion last summer, and represented Great Britain in this one in Glasgow in the European Championships. And she has the lead, maybe half a metre up at the halfway point, around about the 12 seconds at the turn. Sophie Smith is certainly going very well beside her. She's not far behind at all. This is really close, actually. Very tight indeed, but Freya Anderson does take the win. Sophie Smith in second place, and it's Emily Horn who gets the bronze medal. 25.40 for Sophie Smith in second spot, behind 24.83, the winning time for Freya Anderson. Maybe she would have wanted to go a bit faster than that. Maybe that's being picky.
I mean, she was faster there than she was in the heats this morning, so that's a good sign to see. And I guess a 50, if you mess up a little bit of your start or your turn or your finish, then it does cost you. But she looked great there, but Sophie looked great alongside her as well.
Yes, I was a little surprised, I must admit, just how close Sophie was able to stick with her. And that's a very promising sign for Sophie. She's really come on strongly. She started off younger as more of a distance swimmer, and she's definitely come down the distances in the last year or so. And I think she's bound for Edinburgh University next season. And I think it'll be very interesting to see how she gets on once she goes into the senior swimming ranks. But really promising prospect for Scottish swimming, Sophie.
Yeah, no, she definitely is, and that'll be great for her to train with the likes of Lucy Hope and stuff, and Rachel Masson, who are working on these sprint freestyle distances as well.
So these are our first presentees. It's Alison Lowe, the president of Scottish Amateur Swimming Association, doing the presentations. That's Jamie McCaffrey. Full start there. Well, we'll still give him his medal. That was a fantastic swim from Jamie. Really pushed it so hard at the early stages, and a well-merited bronze medal. Daniel Ferguson, the silver medalist, and that was a well-managed swim, I guess, at the end, because he will have been aware of Jamie McCaffrey ahead of him and just did what it took to get past him. But this man, dominant for certainly from about 500 metres on, Hector Pardo of Ellesmere College Titans, our Open champion. The Scottish champion is Daniel Ferguson from West Lothian. So a nice thing for him to have, to say he is the top Scot in this 1500. And the top junior, Liam McLaughlin from Warren de Bass. He's a swimmer who's made a huge amount of progress this year. That's his final opportunity to swim as a junior. Will go into the 17 age group as the lights go out over in the presentation area. So that was the 1500 medals. We'll be seeing the women coming up just about there. Someone's happy there with that thumbs up. Well done. Love to see. I wonder if that's Hector's dad. Do you reckon?
Maybe. Or
tweet
maybe,
us.
Yeah, tweet us.
Who was that man? Hashtags SCOTNSC18. There it is on the screen. Get in touch with us. But, so whoever it was, he was happy with the outcome. So here come the ladies now from that 50 freestyle. Alison Lowe once again doing the honours. Bronze medalist, City of Glasgow's Emily Horn. Silver medalist, Sophie Smith, Arbroath St Thomas. Gold medalist and Open champion from Ellesmere College champion. So 2 out of 2 for Ellesmere College so far. Freya Anderson.
Yeah, very successful night for them so far.
Sophie Smith is the national champion. So nice to see a national champion from Arbroath. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. Katie Goodburn is the junior champion from Warren de Bath. So that's 2 junior medals for Warrender so far. Well done to Katie.
Well done, ladies.
They'll be off to the swim down pool now. A lot of them will have more swims to come tonight.
Yeah, we definitely know Freya's got the 400 freestyle later as well, so going from the sprint to the bit of a longer distance.
100 breaststroke is next. We were talking about that at the beginning of the transmission. This is the B final up first though, before the big guns arrive. Off they go, the line-up: John Keane of West Lothian in 1, Samuel Peck of Mount Kelly in 2, Jack McComish of City of Glasgow in 3, Morgan Berryman of University of Stirling in 4, Andrew McIntosh of Edinburgh University in 5, Mark Campbell, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Thomas Tsipanis of Edinburgh University in 7, Alan McGregor of Mount Kelly in 8, Mark Campbell, one of your Commonwealth Games colleagues, going here in lane 6.
Yeah, that was a good first 50 from him. He's very much favours the 50-metre breaststroke, so he'll be looking to take that one out. And the other boys will be trying to reel him in as much as they can.
Morgan Berryman, I think, has done exactly that now. And, well, it's very close actually at the turn at the 75 between Mark in the white cap in lane 6. And that was a great turn from Mark, actually. That's given him every chance of this one. Coming up now, Andrew McIntosh from Edinburgh University, but I think it's going to be Mark Campbell who takes the B final in 1:02.18, over a second faster than he was in the heats. I guess the question is, perhaps he would have expected to be in the A final there, and you, I suppose, want to make the most of that B final. You've got to swim as a swim, and maybe you're not too worried about whether it's the B or the A, or are you gutted that it's the B?
I think most of the time, I mean, if you've got a lane, you've got a chance, and you've got a chance to make sure that your swim in the final is better than it was in the heats, so that's what Mark did just there. Yeah, so I guess he might be gutted that he's not in the A, but he did a great swim there. So
and certainly this A final is going to be a good one.
The result confirmed on your scoreboard. Disqualification.
And unfortunately there was a disqualification, as you can see on the board there. Thomas Tsipanis, he's out, confirming the win for Mark Campbell. Morgan Berryman second, and Andrew McIntosh third, as you see them coming in here. simply because as they went into the 75, you felt maybe Morgan Berry was going to get Mark, but that was a really good turn, that final turn from Mark, and then he was able to take that into that final length to make sure of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So here come the A finalists. They're in lane 1, wrapped up Cameron Muir of City of Glasgow. Daniel Lim of Edinburgh University is in lane 2. Archie Goodburn of Warrender in lane 3. Then we've got 4 University of Stirling swimmers, and there is your man Ross Murdoch in lane 4, waving to the crowd. Beside him is probably his main rival, Craig Benson, University of Stirling. Continuing the Stirling theme, George Clough, who had a very tidy swim in the heats this morning. He's in lane 6. Next to him, Kyle Boyack, also from University of Stirling. And then Kieran Preston goes in lane 8 for University of Aberdeen Performance. So here we go, Ross Murdoch. What can he produce? Of course, that fantastic Scottish record twice yesterday in the heats, and then even faster in the final. The Scottish record, in fact, is held by Michael Jemison. That was done in the Jewel in the Pool a few years ago. So a great time to do a record, but look at this. Ross is going really hard at this right away. Talk about this technique from Ross then.
Yeah, he's looking great. He's looking so smooth, and breaststroke's all about that rhythm and that power, and he's really got that. He obviously showed that yesterday in the 50, so in the 100 he's just looking to improve that. And I mean, Craig just had an interest in underwater there, so he's definitely trying something different there.
26.84 was a phenomenally fast first 50 there. He was 28.49 in the heats and came in a 100, so this is looking very promising. Craig Benson is pushing hard as well, though. He is not that far back, and then it's a tussle for third. Archie Goodburn looks to have it, but here we see Ross Murdoch coming in. Look at the time, 57.29, and again he has broken the Scottish record. He's taken that Michael Jemison record. Michael on poolside as well, coaching for Natari. He will appreciate that, I am sure, and he will have loved to see Ross Murdoch on top form. A great swim from Craig Benson as well, 58.19. He will be pretty happy with that as well, I would think. And then Archie Goodburn, 100.25, takes third place. Wow. Well, you said that was going to be a good race.
It was really good, and it just shows that Ross is on great form going into the long course season. And it's so nice to see how happy he was after that swim, and it really means a lot to him.
Yeah, 57.29. So that was taking 0.23 off the Michael Jemison record. Pretty good name to get a record off too.
Definitely, yeah. He'll have been one of Ross's rivals for a long time, so Ross will be very happy to have got that record.
Right, it's women. 200 backstroke next to go. Again, we've got the B final up first. And the swimmers go there. Nice, impressive entry to the pool from Emily Grant there of University of Stirling. She'll be going in lane 5. Full field. Danielle Rayner up at the top. Also University of Stirling. And then we have Orla Adams, University of Aberdeen Performance. Eleanor Southwood, Ellesmere College. Serena Iguarum, City of Glasgow. 3 University of Stirling swimmers. Emily Grant, we mentioned before, in 5. Hannah Featherstone in 6. The Finn, Lotta Upan in 7. And then in lane 8 from Morpeth, Libby Freeman. 200 backstroke, and Emily Grant first through the turn, 30.44.
Yeah, Lotta keeps catching up over the kind of underwaters there. She's trying to go as far underwater as she can, so she's looking great each time the turn comes in and catching up on Emily Grant.
She has got some great international experience with the Finnish team. In a few years ago in the European Juniors and last year in Copenhagen in the European short course. We've got our own hosting of European short course in a year's time. Can't wait for that. And it's Lotte at the halfway mark, 1:03.68. Has moved ahead of Emily Grant, but not by much. In fact, has she at all at this turn? Yes, she has. Just first into that turn. And nice. Well, look at the contrast in those turning skills there.
Yeah, Lotte's really using that underwater to get as far as you can ahead of Emily. And she's using it very, very well.
37.06 as we go into the final 50. Keep your eyes over on lane 2, Ola Adams. Ola, although mainly known as a breaststroker, is a very tidy 200 backstroker swimmer as well. And she is, I think, just moved into second place now, ahead of Emily Grant. But no doubt who's going to get this. Again, as you can see that technique off them. They can go up to the 15 marker, but she was, what, about 11 or 12 there. And that's pretty good stuff. Great finish, though, in lane 2 from Ola. She nearly caught her there, only a second back in the end. But it was Lotte Upan taking it in 2:11.29. Very nice improvement on her heat swim of 2:16.13. There she is. Gulping in for the oxygen there.
Yeah, I mean, she did some long underwaters there, so she's definitely going to be out of breath after that swim.
How taxing is it, that underwater stuff, in terms of breath control and not sort of losing it, I suppose, and gasping when you come up?
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. Definitely a short course. You can feel that burn a lot more. And in the tuna backstroke, they're using their legs and they're using the underwater as much as they can. So coming down that last 25, you're gasping for breath. And it is the same with breaststroke as well. That underwater, you're trying to push it as long as you can, because these girls, these backstrokers, are so skilled underwater that they're faster trying to stay as long underwater as they can.
So very nice demonstration of skills in the B final, and we just prepare now for the A final. Still, there seems to be a little bit of a delay before we go. Not quite sure why, but hopefully things will pick up pretty quickly. This A final, Amy Wilmot will be in the centre lanes with Catherine Greenslade. That one is probably pretty tough to call, you would think.
Yeah, it definitely is. They've both got their specialities. Amy's more of a IM swimmer, and Kat Greenslade's more of a freestyler. So it's going to be interesting with this tuna backstroke.
So we just saw the confirmation of that 200 backstroke there. Obviously some queries from the officials before they call the official result, but we're up and running now. The A finalists, we've got University of Stirling's Cassie Wilde going in lane 1, member of the Commonwealth Games team and the European Championships team in the summer. Katie Shanahan of City of Glasgow goes in lane 2. Isabel Jones of the University of Stirling in 3. Amy Wilmot of the University of Stirling in lane 4. Catherine Greenslade from University of Edinburgh in 5. Pia Murray of Ellesmere College Titans in 6. Ellis Shields of Mulgaya Bearsden is in 7. And Ellie Turner from Carnegie in lane 8. So Wilmot 2:11.02 in the heats. Greenslade 2:11.29, but she comes into this with a 2:04, which she did, finishing 4th in the European short course last year. That's the Copenhagen meet I was talking about earlier. So you'd have to think maybe Catherine is the favourite here and was just taking it fairly easy this morning. We shall find out.
Yeah. I was chatting to Kat today, and I know that she's in some pretty hard training at the moment, so she's just a bit tired, but hopefully tonight with a bit more adrenaline she'll be working well in this tuna backstroke.
Cassie Wilde has gone off to a strong start up in lane 1. As I mentioned, part of the Commonwealth Games team. 50 backstroke was her thing there. So Is she just going out half of the 50, or can she sustain this through the 200? She's first to turn by quite a margin, 29.44, full second ahead of Greenslade in lane 5.
Yeah, I think Cassie's definitely trying to use her strengths of that speed down that first 50 to get in front and then try and hold off the competition.
Bit of a repeat of the Jamie McCaffrey in the
Yeah,
1500.
Outside lane as well.
Yep. But it does look like she is being clawed back now as we come to the halfway point. Greenslade is right up with her now. The touch does go by 100 to Catherine Greenslade, 102.91 and 102.92. Third spot with Pia Murray in lane 6, just ahead of lane 3, Isabel Jones. And well, lane 4 now, Amy Wilmot moving up. And well, Cassie Wilde now just dropping back, and it is the centre lanes now who are going to decide this one, with Catherine Greenslade in the white cap with the advantage at the 150, about a metre and a half up, 135.66. Amy Wilmot, though, is not going to give this one up just yet. She is pushing hard here. Don't have any 200 back form for Amy, but well, call this one now as we go into the final 25. What do you think, Corey?
Amy's got that momentum. She's working hard there, but it's very close.
So just 10 metres to go now, and this is all going to be about finishing skills now. Pia Murray's going well, but it's Wilmot and Greenslade, and it's Wilmot who gets it. 207.87 against 208.22. I must admit, I thought it was closer than that. Around 3.5 tenths is the gap between them, but well, there you have it, the confirmed result. Pia Murray taking the third spot. Cassie Wilde will be the Scottish champion, and the junior champion Katie Shanahan. So we'll have 5 up on the podium, but perhaps a bit of a surprise. You said, of course, Catherine Greenslade in heavy training. That's all I know there. Quite possibly Amy is as well.
Yeah,
definitely. She probably is.
I'd have thought so. So I think all of these girls will be quite tired, and it's just about who can find that energy coming into tonight. That was a great swim from Katie Shanahan, though. 14 and going 210. It's amazing.
Not bad. Yes, she is having a super meet. And I'm pretty much every time I've seen her in the last year or two, she's had a super meet. So
yeah,
the sky is the limit for that young lady.
Definitely.
So back to the presentation podium. The men's 100 breaststroke, and a chance to celebrate here with man there. In fact, 2 men there with good smiles on their faces. That is nice to see. Archie Goodburn, the bronze medalist for Warren de Baas. Wyn Hayes here doing the honours. Former board member of Scottish Swimming. And Craig Benson. That was a super swim from Craig as well. Substantially under the minute. Time of 58.19 to take that silver medalist. But what a swim from this man. Twice broke the 50 breaststroke record yesterday. It's the 100 record tonight. 57.29. Gold medalist Ross Murdoch, University of Stirling. And super stuff. What's with this left-handed handshakes? Is that something that only breaststrokers know about? John Keane there, the junior champion. He has been picking up junior medals on a pretty regular basis throughout the last 2 days. Well done to him. Are we going to get a photo? Yes, we are. Got to have a photo with our new record holder in it.
Definitely. Yeah, that was a really, really good swim from Ross, and it'll be exciting to see what these boys can do in the 200 tomorrow, because I'd say that's probably Ross's more favoured event as well.
Some suggestion, was there some suggestion that he was going to go back down to the shorter events this season? I don't know.
It should be interesting. I think both of those boys have got all 3, the 50, the 100 and the 200, both Craig and Ross, so it's always a good battle between the two of them.
Yeah. Of course, in British terms, there's a certain Mr. Peaty on the scene as well. We've not seen him do the 200 for the last year or two, so of course James Wilby just nicked it from Ross Murdoch in the Gold Coast in the 200. But these are the ladies. Let's focus on them now. The bronze medalist from Ellesmere College Titans continuing there. Good night, Pia Murray. The bronze medalist there. The silver medalist, Catherine Greenslade from the University of Edinburgh. And she was just pipped to the post by this lady. She's still puffing, isn't she? Amy Wilmot of the University of Stirling. Got quite a lot to say about it too. The Scottish champion, Cassie Wilde, the University of Stirling.
It's nice to see Cassie up there because she's more, I guess, known for her 50, 100 abilities, so it's nice to see her pushing that 200 as well.
And Katie Shanahan, we talked about earlier, another junior medal for her, quite a growing stack. And she, just as a reminder, is only 14, so she will be in the junior ranks for another 2 years after this. Who knows what she's going to do to the junior records in that time. Because she doesn't have a weakness at all, really, does she, across all the strokes. But let's go back to swimming now. Next up, we have the men's 200 individual medley. The final is first to go. And in this one we have Greg Fairbairn for North Lanarkshire in 1, Carl Pate of the University of Stirling in 2, Jamie MacDonald of Warrender in 3, Rory Dixon of North Ayrshire in 4, Jay Manners of City of Sunderland in 5, Fraser Allison on his second swim of the night. Tough to do this after a 1500. He's in 6 for Warrender, Joel Thompson at Ellesmere College in 7, and Andrew Hosey of the City of Glasgow in lane 8. 26.75. Kyle Pate leads the way from the University of Stirling. You see sometimes these swimmers make huge leaps when they go into the senior university programs. Kyle at swim at Finns in Kirkcaldy for many times. He was always a good swimmer, but he has certainly improved by leaps and bounds since he moved. And obviously taking to that senior swimming routines like a duck to water. 58.55 at the halfway mark, and it's certainly playing catch up for the others now. Rory Dixon, he is the one junior in these two finals. I tell a lie, Greg Fairbairn is as well, but it's Rory Dixon who has the advantage in the junior contest, and he is in the breaststroke, just coming at it. Look at that swimmer down at the bottom of the pool, Andrew Hosey. He's going pretty well. So as we come to the 150 turn, who's going to have the touch this time? It's Rory Dixon, 136.08. But, well, it's a tight contest now as we come down the freestyle. Rory Dixon perhaps just pulling away. There's 3 swimmers behind him, Pate, MacDonald and Manners. They are all battling for the second spot at the moment. I don't think Rory Dixon will be caught. The North Ayrshire swimmer is going to bring this one home. It means that he will be the junior champion. He did a 2:07 in the heats. He takes 2 seconds off that. 2:05.29 in the final tonight. So good stuff from him. Just looking down my crib sheet to see what he was entered in, 2:06.80, so he'll be happy with that improvement. 2.5 off the time he came in on. Jay Manners was taking second, you see, just by 0.03 of a second from Jamie MacDonald there. A good tight contest. There you see Rory coming in. One of your former teammates coaching at North Ayrshire now.
Yes,
Jess
yeah.
Wilkie.
She's doing very, very well in that team now, and she's loving it, so it's great to see them doing well.
So on to the A final now. Just wait for the swimmers to come in. And there they are, magically appeared for you. And if we look at lane 1, we've got Mount Kelly's Samuel Peck. We're not looking at him at the moment. Can we see Samuel? Maybe he's not there. Doesn't look like he is there. Thomas Siapan is there. Oh yeah, there he is. Hello, Samuel. He goes in lane 1 for Mount Kelly. Thomas Siapan is then, it is. University of Edinburgh in lane 2. Daniel Morley in 3 for Derwent Side. George Clough in 4 for University of Stirling. Callum Laurie of the University of Stirling beside him in lane 5. Oliver Halloran, second Derwent-side swimmer, goes in lane 6. Then it's Ryan Retson from the University of Stirling and Thomas Flower of Richmond Dales in lane 8. So 3 from the University of Stirling, 2 from Derwent-side, Edinburgh Uni, Mount Kelly and Richmond Dales providing the other 3 swimmers.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight one. The 2 teammates, the 2 University of Stirling teammates were very close this morning, so it's going to be an exciting race.
Laurie, you think probably is the one that has the pedigree. He's certainly off to a pretty good start, but so in lane 3 is Daniel Morley. Laurie, I think, is going to lead them at the end of the butterfly. Well, 1 of 2 in the black caps in the centre lanes, and pretty strong start for him, 25-21. He leads by 4/10 from Morley second, Siopanis in third, and then it's George Clough in lane 4, the fastest qualifier for this final, so he's going to have some work to do. I think he will pick it up probably when we get to breaststroke, but he's got a lot of work to do now because Callum Laurie is dominating at this stage. This goes through halfway, 55.73, a lead of 9/10 of a second. Still, it's Morley in second. George Clough has moved up into third. Now, this is where he needs to make a move if he is to get anywhere close to Callum Laurie. You see he's now up alongside Daniel Morley, just going past him, but still Callum Laurie with the big advantage. He was bronze medalist, Callum, last year, but looking good to promote that to gold tonight. 50 to go, and now it is the University of Stirling 1-2, 129.38 for Laurie, 131.71 for George Clough. Daniel Morley still in touch for second place, in third at the moment, but, well, Callum Laurie is now completely in control of this one. The scrap is for the silver medal as we see Callum Laurie on his way down the final length. There is a terrific scrap, I can tell you, going on behind him, but it is Laurie taking it an excellent time, 157.49, and it is Daniel Morley coming back to snatch the silver medal from George Clough, who has to make do with bronze, 201.67 and 202.21 for those two. But 157.49 for Callum Laurie. That is nearly 2 seconds faster than he did picking up his bronze medal last year. So very nice progression for the University of Stirling swimmer. And he will be our champion in the 200 medley.
Yeah, that was a really nice 50 freestyle at the end there for Callum. He really pulled it away on that 50 free, so that's the vast majority of his lead in that last 50.
He's a great all-rounder, Callum. Certainly one that we've got high hopes for, I think, in the Scottish swimming circles. Member of the senior silver squad this year. And well, for these swimmers, see, eyeing Tokyo, I guess, is the long-term aim.
Yeah, there's Tokyo, and then I guess there's Birmingham 2022 for the Commonwealth Games as well. For the nice for these boys to represent Scotland as well.
Yes, and certainly Callum, you'd think, will be having his eye probably on both of them, but maybe particularly Birmingham. 100 butterfly is up now for the women. This is the B final. Lewitt goes in lane 1 from Natari, then 2 from City of Glasgow, Emily Horn in 2, Serena Iguarum in 3, May Howardson of University of Stirling in 4, Kaylee Decker of Natari in 5, Gaia Alcaraz of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Kate Taylor of City of Glasgow in 7, and Melody Jones of the Borough of Stockton in lane 8. Strong start from Emily Horn, very fine 50 butterfly swimmer, and she now needs to just hold this form in the second half here. See whether the swimmers in the centre lanes can close it down. It's the Dane, May Howardson, who is in second place, and maybe is closing the gap now on Emily. Emily has to dig in here in this second half, this last few metres, because May Howardson is right on her now, also pushing up Kaylee Decker in lane 6, but Emily holds it there in 1:01.22 to Kaylee Decker, in fact, getting second, and Gaia Alcaraz storming through for third place there. So Emily did well there, I think, in the second half, because we always know her as a 50 swimmer, and to really dig in hard in the second half there, that was impressive.
Yeah, she must have been working hard on that second half. She looked very, very strong in that back end.
And again, nearly 2 seconds faster than she was in the heat. You see there she comes in, nailed that finish pretty nicely. I think there may be some adjustments to the places behind her, because the scoreboard showed May Howardson in 4th place, but it certainly doesn't look like she was 4th there. Kaylee Decker, I think I'm getting myself confused, so thanks for pointing that out, Corey. Tried to do it subtly, but I might as well admit my mistakes. Kaylee Decker it was that was finishing strongly, and as the scoreboard showed, the scoreboard usually knows best, was second there behind Emily Horn. So here come the A finalists. Pia Murray back for a quick return to the pool, goes in lane 1 for Ellesmere College Titans. Beside her, one of 2 juniors in this field, Lucy Grieve of South Ayrshire. Lane 3, Yasmin Perry of University of Aberdeen Performance Team. Lane 4, Tane Bruce, Edinburgh University. Lane 5, the Scottish record holder last night in the 200 fly, Kiana McInnes of University of Stirling. Emma Harvey is in lane 6, representing Millfield. Tara Hayworth in 7 from Edinburgh University. And in 8, the second junior, Yvonne Brown for South Lanarkshire. So we've got Tane Bruce, the Scottish record holder in this one, a very recent Scottish record set in the British Universities just last month, 57.55. Did a 58.21, so not far away from that record in the heats. Do you think she's up for this?
Yeah, I think she'll be very excited, and I mean the 200 fly was a great race last night, so it'll be another kind of rematch tonight between the two, Kiana and Tane, but Tane's more of a 100 swimmer, so she's very excited for this, I think.
And lovely skills off the dive there from Tane Bruce, who've given her about a metre and a half's advantage. McInnes battling for second at the moment with Yasmin Perry, who has had a really good season as well so far, but it is Tane Bruce, 26.79 for her. She is about half a second faster than she was in the heat, so if she can keep that sort of pace going, that record could be on. And we've already seen one record from Ross Murdoch. Can we add another one here? Tane Bruce is dominating this one. Surely nobody's going to catch her now. Kiana McInnes, the winner in the 200 fly, is going to have to settle for the silver, assuming she can hold off the others. But this is all about Tane Bruce coming in. What's the time? 57.15. She takes the Scottish record by 4/10 there. Brilliant stuff from Tane Bruce. And look at that. Oh, very delicate little smile and wave there. But that was impressive, wasn't it? 57.15 to take the win there.
Very, very impressive from Tane. I think she's been having an amazing year. An amazing year last year, breaking the long course Scottish record, and then coming in to break the short course as well. She's on amazing form, so I'm excited to see what she can do in the coming long course season as well.
Yes, exciting times. Look at that lead that she had. I mean, there was no doubt who was going to win this one, really, from the off.
Yeah, she worked so hard there. She took it out, but she also came back very, very strong. So that's an amazing swim.
Saw her straight away looking up to the scoreboard to see what had happened there, and I think she will have liked what she saw.
Definitely, I think she'll be very, very happy with that.
So it's medals again. 200 IM will be up first, followed by those women's 100 fly. Just give them a moment to get themselves ready. Reminder to get in touch. So you saw the hashtag up there on the screen, hashtag ScottNSC18. Give us your thoughts. 2 records so far, Scottish records. We had world records in earlier today in the para scene. Scott Quinn and Stephen Clegg. Ian Fleming doing the honours here, soon to be president of the Scottish Amateur Swimming Association. Bronze medalist there, George Clough. Silver medalist Daniel Morley really came back strongly in that last 25 free to grab that silver medal. And the gold medalist from the University of Stirling, Callum Laurie. He's our Scottish national champion. And the junior champion winning the B final, North Ayrshire's Rory Dixon. So there are our top performers in the 200 IM.
Yeah, that was a great swim from all those boys. It's nice to have Rory there for the B final as well as a junior champ.
Yes, good stuff from him, and now we'll get a chance to see our new Scottish record holder. She was the old record holder as well, to be fair, but it's a faster record now. 4/10 faster.
Yeah, well, she's her boyfriend's Jack Thorpe, so they're having a very, very good weekend. 2 Scottish records so far.
So the bronze medalist there, Yasmin Perry from the University of Aberdeen performance. Another good performance from her. Kiana McInnes in her first season at the University of Stirling seems to be taking to that programme pretty well. Based on that 200 fly performance yesterday and that sub-minute there. But our new Scottish record holder, 57.15, Edinburgh University's Tane Bruce. The junior champion is Lucy Gree from South Ayrshire. They seem to be able to churn out these great girl swimmers. Thinking of the Robertsons. And now Lucy Gree following in their footsteps, not on the breaststroke, but showing great fly skills. Another one who's just 14. We junior champion age 14. Is impressive stuff. We go now to our 50s. You'll remember we saw the swim-offs for this one, and it's Adam Airley who gets the second swim of the evening. You see him there in lane 8 with that SLS cap on. Full field, Conor Massey of City of Glasgow, Jacob Newcombe of Mount Kelly, Andrew McGovern of University of Aberdeen, Stuart McIntosh, University of Aberdeen, Jonathan Adam of Ellesmere College, Sam Peace, University of Stirling, Mark Ford of City of Glasgow, and then Adam Airley of South Lanarkshire. And this one is pretty close here. Lane 4, Stuart McIntosh is the one who takes the win, 25.63. Second place, Mark Ford, and third place, Andrew McGovern. Andrew McGovern, a colleague of yours in Glasgow, 2014.
Yeah, it's nice to see him back in the pool. I think he might have had a wee break, so it's nice to see him back enjoying swimming again.
Yeah, just took third spot there from Sam Peace by 300ths. Yes, I think it's the first time I've seen Andrew back since Glasgow,
Yeah.
so good for you, Andrew McGovern. Swimming is for life. Here you see them coming in. And of course, Stuart McIntosh, you can see there, had the edge all the way through those last few metres and bringing it home from a strong finishing Mark Ford. Mark Ford will be the junior champion with that swim from lane 7, so well done to him. So we go now to the A final, and in lane 1, Oliver Fitt from the University of Stirling. Lane 2, Grant Henderson from City of Glasgow. Lane 3, Craig McNally from City of Glasgow, winner in the 200 back yesterday. Martin Walton is beside him from University of Stirling, so a great 100 IM from him. Perry Gardner of the University of Stirling goes in 5. Scott Gibson of Edinburgh University in 6. 7 is Stephen Milne of Percy, a very short race for him. And Andrew Sawkins, Edinburgh University, completes the field in lane 8. This is probably a tight one to call. Craig McNally is the backstroker that we recognise, but probably not in the 50. Martin Walton might be the man to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Scott Gibson is a real up-and-coming star.
Yeah, it's exciting to see him in his first season in Edinburgh.
So let's see how this one shapes up. The guide from the heats, Martin Walton, was the fastest, 24.56, so he's in lane 4. Craig McNally going pretty well in lane 3. And in lane 5, Perry Gardner. Gibson in lane 6. He's a little bit behind the others. It looks like lane 4 maybe. Walton is going to bring this one. It's tight for second. Who gets the win? It is Martin Walton, 24.10. In second place, 24.44 for Perry Gardner, and Craig McNally takes third spot. He will be the Scottish champion in 24.53. He'll be happy with that, I think. He won this event last year in 24.86, so to be 3/10 faster, even though he was only the bronze medalist, he won't worry about that. He'll be about the time, I think, and he'll be happy, I think, with that time.
Yeah, I think at this point in the season, it's all about times and where you can go from here for the long course season. So I think he will be happy with that being faster than last year.
And you see them coming in, and backstroke probably the hardest event to spot your finish well, because obviously you have a restrictive view of where you are.
Yeah, especially in the 50 for these boys who are going so fast. It's hard to kind of make any changes when you see the flags just 5 meters from the wall and when you're going at that speed. So they all did well to spot the finishes there.
Women's 50 breaststroke. This is your
this.
thing here.
Yeah, looking forward to this one.
B final is first up. Just a little bit of a pause, but they're getting the whistles now, and they'll be off very shortly. Field, Holly Gardner of University of Stirling in 1, Bridget Masurier of East Lothian in 2, Clara Von Opel of Natari in 3, Jasmine Smith from Lerwick in 4, Erin Robertson of Edinburgh University in 5, Zoe Price of Gateshead and Wickham in 6, Amber Owen of Edinburgh University in 7, and then in lane 8 it's Amelia Riggott, the winner of that swim off. So her second swim of the evening as well. Through the turn. So not much in the centre lanes. Jasmine Smith and Erin Robertson. Erin was a great junior, then took some time out. Lovely to see her back in the pool. And it's Jasmine Smith, though, that gets the touch. 32.97 for the swimmer from the Shetlands. Well done to Jasmine. The Lerwick swimmer gets the touch and the win in the B final, confirmed there on the screen.
Yeah, Jasmine had a lovely rhythm there. She had that fast stroke rate that's needed for the 50, but she looked very controlled and powerful in that, and kept that going all the way to the end, so that was great to see.
So you can see there, half a metre or so advantage maybe.
Yeah, she was quite tight in her finish there, so she might be looking to improve that next time as well, but it's a great swim from Jasmine.
To the A final now, and there, we've already seen her on the podium. It's Katie Goodburn of Warrender. In lane 2, Lucy Ross from South Lanarkshire. Lane 3, Ola Adams, University of Aberdeen Performance. Lane 4, Katie Robertson of South Ayrshire. Lane 5, Annabelle Guy Johnson from Edinburgh University. In 6, Eve Thompson from the University of Stirling. In 7, Maya Hall from Ellesmere College Titans. And Amy Watson goes for Inverclyde in lane 8. 3 juniors in this one, Katie Goodburn, Lucy Ross, Amy Watson. Lucy Ross maybe following in your footsteps in the South Lanarkshire programme as a breaststroker.
That's great to see. Yeah, there's Lucy Ross and there's Yvonne Brown as well, so both of them are pushing on the breaststroke.
But you're looking at the lady who is perhaps the favourite for this one, Katie Robertson.
Yeah, she had a great swim this morning, so it'll be exciting to see what she does.
31.37 was her time in the heats this morning. came in on a 30.68, which is actually inside your Scottish record, Corey. So let's see what she can do here.
I told her this morning that I hope she was going to get it tonight, so hopefully she'll push that on.
She's certainly got the advantage coming out of that turn with the red cap of Annabelle Guy-Johnson in second place along with Orla Adams, but it is Katie Robertson in the contest of 50, well clear. What's the time? 30.93. Well, it looks like your record survives for the time being.
For another year.
Yeah, but a good swim there from Katie.
Yeah, that was great. I think that's a PB for her, so that's lovely to see. And it was so controlled, her stroke's so long and rhythmical, and it just looks so nice. So it's great to see her doing that at short course and see what she can do long course.
A nice swim from Orla Adams to pick up the silver medal there, with Annabelle Guy-Johnson will claim third. So here they are coming in. So as they come in, thoughts on Katie's finish?
Yeah, she was quite short in the finish there, but it is a 50 short course because it's such a short race and you really need to get everything right. It's so hard to spot that finish, and I always struggled for that short course. But yeah, she can definitely improve that next time, and she'll definitely be breaking that record next year.
At what point do you adjust your stroke to try and get that maximum pull through at the end? When you get to the flags, or do you have to do it before that?
I would always try and do it before that, but it's really, really hard to kind of anticipate when the wall's going to come. No matter how much practice you do, it's always going to be tough. So she'll definitely learn that over the next few years, getting into the senior ranks and how important that finishing is.
So that's Craig McNally picking up the bronze medal there in the men's 50 backstroke. The silver going to Perry Gardner from the University of Stirling. And the gold and the Scottish Open champion Martin Walton, also from the University of Stirling. The Scottish champion will be Craig McNally.
The Scottish national champion representing City of Glasgow, Craig McNally.
So he gets a second medal around his neck. And then the junior champion, also from the City of Glasgow, here's Mark Ford. Another one, just 15 years. So he's got another year in the junior ranks. So probably tougher for the boys when they're not 16 to be junior champions. That's a good effort from Mark.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, definitely. And it's nice to see that he'll have another year so he can try and break those Scottish junior records and improve his times even further.
And the women's 50 breaststroke next. And see, is that Craig McNally running down the pool there? Obviously in a hurry to get to the swim down pool. So here are the ladies. Bronze medalist Annabelle Guy-Johnson from the University of Edinburgh. It's Forbes Dunlop, the chief executive of Scottish Swimming, doing the honours here. Silver medalist Orla Adams from the University of Aberdeen Performance, was a long-time training partner of Hannah Miley, both at Geary and more recently at the University of Aberdeen, and has been a swimmer who has really continuing to prove throughout her career. But Katie Robertson, the clear winner there, gold medalist and Scottish national champion. And the junior champion, Lucy Ross from South Lanarkshire.
Yeah, that's lovely to see Lucy from South Lanarkshire coming through in the breaststrokes, and I've been talking to Andy Figgins and he's been saying she's looking great in training, so it's nice to see her get on the podium.
So well done to her and all of our medalists. Men's 200 butterfly is next, and we get a chance in the A final to see the first appearance in the night of Duncan Scott, so stand by for that. But first up, the B final. So cracking through this program tonight, and in this one we've got Fraser Wilson for Warrender in lane 1. Mark Ford, oh, he must have been the one running back, and now we know why. Not for the swim down pool, it's for a swim for City of Glasgow in lane 2. And we have Alan's Jan Bursins from Mount Kelly in 3. Felix Gifford of University of Stirling in 4. Zach Logue of City of Sunderland in 5, Gianna Napolitano of University of Stirling in 6, Will Murden of Aquajets Newcastle in 7, and Jonah Walsh from Edinburgh University in 8. Down the 75, around about 42 seconds there. Good tight contest developing here in the centre lanes. Felix Gifford, Zach Logue, just about together. Gifford getting the touch, 58.87 at the halfway mark. And a nice turn from him there as well. It really opened up a gap over Zach in that turn. Can he do it again here? As soon as they come out of the turn, well, not so much that time. The gap stayed fairly steady, and in fact, if anything, Zach is coming back at him now. They need about a metre with 50 to go. 1:30.11 plays 1:30.49. I think it's going to be between these two now. Valencian Bursage in lane 3. Looks like he'll have to settle for third, assuming he can hold off the ones. But Zach Logue now up with Felix Gifford as they turn for home, and perhaps you see the Sunderland man now very much so, as well through that turn. It was Zach Logue really showing his class, and he comes through. Look out for lane 7 there. Terrific finish from Will Murden, and he takes third place, but Felix Gifford managed to hold on to the second spot. 2:02.59 for Logue. Scott based in Sunderland. Felix Gifford 2:04.41. Will Murden 2:04.84. That's your top 3. And I guess that is the thing about the 200s. It doesn't really matter what you did in the first 100, it's what you do in the second 100 that makes the difference.
Definitely, that was a great last 50 for Zach Logue there, so he really brought that back.
Mark Ford there, and Fraser Wilson were the 2 juniors, so they were battling it out there. As we go now to the A final in lane 1, Harry Lewis Mitchell from Edinburgh University. Lane 2, Edward Rednich from the University of Stirling. Lane 3, Jacob Peters from Poole. In lane 4, Tom Bealey of Plymouth Leander. In lane 5, we have Duncan Scott from the University of Stirling. In 6, Ryan Brown from City of Glasgow. Lane 7, Mark Eldrick, also of City of Glasgow. And in lane 8, Jamie McDonald from Warren de Baths. So Duncan Scott, the Scottish record holders, that stands at 1:54.59. Tom Bealey has shown some good form so far this weekend. 200 fly is his event. From Aberdeen now down at Plymouth. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on in that programme. A great programme, of course, down in the southwest.
Yeah, Tom Bealey looked great this morning. He's got really, really good underwaters, so we'll hopefully be pushing them on tonight.
Bealey was the fastest qualifier for this final, 1:56.68. Duncan Scott 1:57.75, and then Jacob Peters 1:58.96. Peters bronze medalist in the 100 yesterday. And it is Duncan Scott in lane 5 who is taking it out. Maybe half a metre up perhaps on Ryan Brown one side of him and Tom Bealey on the other side. 25.04. He's about 4/10 faster than he was in the heat for the first 50, and he is just pushing it on now. Is there anything Duncan Scott can't do? Because we saw that fantastic 100 free in the Gold Coast, then that 200 free from the outside lane in Glasgow to be the European champion. Now he's showing us his skills at the 200 fly, where he was the Commonwealth Games bronze medalist, and it's hard to see past him now, Corrie.
It really is. Duncan's so amazing at everything, to be honest. It's hard to see past him, and he was great in the 100 fly yesterday as well, so he's obviously got form in his fly.
So Tom Bealey holding second place from Ryan Brown at the moment as they come to the 150. Scott goes through that in 1:24.12. He's about 1.6, 1.7 faster than he was. And he signs now that Bealey is coming back at him though in these latter stages.
Yeah.
So as we come down the final length, suddenly what looked like a victory lap has turned into a race here. There's about 1.5 meters between them. Scott kicks again and responds to the challenge set by Tom Bealey, and he brings it in 1:54.96, just outside his Scottish record, only by 3 or 4 tenths. Oh, that looks like that hurt. My.
Yeah, Duncan's had a tough day today. He actually had an exam between the 2 sessions today. So not just swimming well, but hopefully also doing well in his exam. So
there's the result. Tom Bealey there, 1:55.47. That is a second inside the time he came into this meet with. And Ryan Brown picks up the 3rd spot there. What a great race that was. And Duncan Scott really had to dig in that final 25 to see off the Bealey challenge.
yeah, Tom Bealey had so much momentum coming into that last 25 that I thought he could pip Duncan there, but that was a great final 25.
Yes, superb stuff there. Love that race. Now it's 400 freestyle. And we go to the ladies. And the B final, we have Alice Alcaraz of Aberdeen Performance in 1. Rebecca Reid of Aberdeen in 2. Then 2 from Ellesmere College, Amelia Rodd and Phoebe Griffiths in 3 and 4. Georgina Dennis of Mount Kelly in 5. Sophie Lewis Ward of Edinburgh University in 6. Ella Took from Tynemouth in 7. And Shannon Dallaghan, Ellesmere College in 8. Heat times 4:21 up to 4:25. So 400 freestyle, not a sprint, not a distance event. So it's about pacing, but how do you swim this?
I think they'll all have their own race plans going into this as well, so it'll all be very different. Some like to take it out from the front, some like to kind of come back and back end it, so we'll see. It looks definitely like Phoebe Griffiths in lane 4 there is liking to take it out from the front, so we'll see how she gets on.
So she was the fastest qualified by about half a second from Georgina Dennis. Georgina, part of the Scottish Performance Programme, member of the youth squad. So we'll see how she gets on here. Certainly a great start from Phoebe, 59.23 for her at the 100 mark. Phoebe Griffiths did a 4:12.10 recently at Stockport Metro, finalist in the British Summer Championships. We saw her up in Scotland in the summer at our National Championships in Tollcross, where she made the final, 5th place. The final this time, but doing pretty well in it. She's got quite a handy lead at the 175 turn from Amelia Rodd. So Ellesmere College, 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, they're having a great night tonight.
Right to halfway, 2:02.54. So that was around a 63. We were talking about 63s for the men, weren't we, in the 1500, and here we're seeing 63s for the women's 400.
She's definitely looking like she'll be a lot faster tonight than she was this morning, so she's taking it out and she's looking very, very strong.
Yes, and you can never really call it, because this looks an impressive lead at this stage. Sometimes it all goes very differently in the last stage. Doesn't look like that's going to happen this time though. Phoebe looks in complete control.
Yeah, and we saw her in the 800 last night as well, so this is a half that distance, so at least she's got the experience of longer distance as well. So hopefully she'll be able to hold this lead.
Just about 10 metres up now, so you can't even see the others in shot now as she comes up to the 300. And 3:07.29, so another 63 and change for her third 100, so good consistent pacing here. So we're looking at somewhere around the 4:10 mark, you would think here, so that would be good. 4:12, as I said, she did at Stockport. I think she's going to be faster than that here in Edinburgh. Really working it hard now as she comes up to start the final lap. Oh no, oh no. That is very unfortunate. 3:38.91, she thought she was done. And it's so hard to pick up the momentum again after that. She'll still win it, I think, but that time that looked as if it was going to be so promising, I think has suffered a big dent because of that. Well, I guess you do it now and get that out of your system and vow never to do that again.
Yeah, she'll definitely use this as a learning experience.
But she will be gutted with that 4:14.62. So notwithstanding that, she was 7 seconds faster than she was in the heats, but it could have been so much more. Oh, you can see that. That's such a shame. Can't believe she did that. Takes the win, 4:14.62 from Rebecca Reed second, Alice Alcaraz in third, 4:19.46, 4:20.05. Such a shame.
Such a shame, but she'll definitely use that as a learning experience, and she'll make sure that she doesn't ever do that again. But it must be hard, short course 400s, that's so many lengths to count. 50 was enough for me.
Yeah, so you used up your fingers and the toes on one foot. Yeah. So we go to the A final now, and a busy night continues for this lady. In lane one, Katie Shanahan of City of Glasgow. Next to her, the Luxembourg swimmer Monique Olivier of Edinburgh University. In three, Aisha Thornton of Warrington Warriors. Four is Catherine Greenslade of Edinburgh University. Beside her, Freya Anderson, Ellesmere College Titans. Sophie Smith is in lane six, saw her earlier as well, Arbroath St Thomas swimmer. Lauren Wetherill of Ellesmere College in seven, and Maya Howardson of the University of Stirling, the Dane, in lane 8. It's great that the Scottish programmes are getting these international swimmers coming into the programmes now. It just shows how the reputations of both Edinburgh and Stirling have soared in recent years.
Yeah, it really has. It's nice to see all the internationals, and they're definitely pushing on the quality in Scottish swimming as well.
Yes, they certainly are. So it looks like we have a reserve has come in. Katie Taylor, I think, in lane 4. So in fact, that is not Catherine Greenslade. That's interesting. She has decided after that 200 backstroke that she is not going to take part in this. It's tough for Katie because in reserve for the B final, and suddenly she's swimming in lane 4 in the A final. Hey, you've got a lane.
Definitely, you've got a lane, you've got a chance, so she'll definitely be trying to use that as much as she can.
So that, you would think, means that Freya Anderson would be the fancied one, very much at the top of her range 400 freestyle. Sophie Smith not far away from her, and then Lauren Wetherill, Scottish junior, was in City of Glasgow and Glasgow School of Sport up until the end of the summer, and she's gone down to Ellesmere College, and I'm sure will be doing pretty well down there. Certainly you can't ask for a better programme to go down to. Lane 3, Aisha Thornton. Saw her put in a strong 800 yesterday. Part of the Glasgow 2014 team, has gone off to foreign parts and back here swimming in this one. maybe just edging into second now. Monique Olivier also up there, very experienced internationalist, been at Edinburgh for a while now. But it is Aisha really starting to turn the screw. Metre and a half or so up, 2:02.51. Looking at her split, she was 2:05 in the heat, so about 3 seconds faster at this stage in the heats. Aisha Thornton setting her sights maybe on another Scottish title. She'll be doing battle with Sophie Smith, it looks like, for that privilege. Monique Olivier, another Scot, as I said, from Luxembourg.
Yeah, this will be a good battle between Aisha and Sophie, and they'll both know that they're going for that Scottish title. But Sophie looked great in that 50 freestyle earlier, so let's hope she's got the speed at the end as well.
Well, it looks like she's going to need it, because Aisha is opening up a bit of a gap on her at the moment, although that was a nice turn from Sophie. Maybe got some of it back there. Monique Olivier right up there with them as well, but let's focus on Freya now as she goes through 300. 3:04.28. So 61.7 or thereabouts for her third 100. Now, I'm sure she will be counting correctly. Let's hope so.
Yeah, she'll have seen her teammate in the heat before, and she'll be making sure that she's counting correctly.
She is about 5-6 metres up now, and Aisha Thornton looking pretty solid for silver medal and the Scottish title. 3:35.88 then, and comfortably through the turn for Freya. Came in on a 4:07. That was the time she did recently at Manchester. So is she going to improve on that? Turning in around the 3:51 mark there. So I think she probably will go slightly inside that. I said earlier, at the top of her range, you see her mainly in hundreds, I guess, at international level. 200s at a push. Certainly part of the 4x2 team. 4:07.11. So she was faster than she was in Manchester by about 6/10, and takes the win convincingly. Aisha Thornton never really in doubt there for the silver medal, and Monique Olivier goes past Sophie Smith to take the bronze. So well done to them. Katie Taylor coming in there in a 4:33.
That was another great swim from Aisha there as well. She was saying she was very happy with her swim this morning, so she's bettered that tonight, so she'll be happy, I think.
And Monique, your former colleague,
Yeah.
4:12.46, will she be happy with that?
I think she will, yeah. She's been swimming great recently, and she's been breaking a lot of Luxembourg records, so she's definitely on form, so it's great to see that.
Slightly slower than she was last year, so that won't be a Luxembourg record this time, but she may already have it, of course.
Yeah.
But a good solid bronze medal winning swim for her. Back to the podium now. Starting with that great 200 fly. So the bronze medalist, Ryan Brown from City of Glasgow. That's Roger, the president of the East District. Of course, the host district, I suppose, for these championships. He's making his presentation. Silver medalist Tom Bealey. Just getting used to seeing him with PL colours. Plymouth Leander. So long up in Aberdeen, both with Aberdeen ASC and the University of Aberdeen. But it's Duncan Scott, the gold medalist. Another fantastic swim from Duncan, pushed hard by Tom Bealey in the latter stages. The junior champion Mark Ford, so he had that run back to the start from the podium. He's back to the podium now, so 2 junior medals in short order for Mark. Great stuff for him.
Yeah, very successful night, and it must be very nice to stand up there next to Duncan on that top podium.
Yeah. I guess if you had to choose, you'd do the 50 back before the 200 fly. If you had to do them in quick succession, or?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd go the longer one first, and then at least you've only got a 50 the second time.
Yeah.
Going down in distance.
Oh, and look at that. There is a trophy there as well. That is on Earth from memory. I think that's the Alistair Sankey Trophy, awarded to combined performances on 100 and 200 fly. So Duncan, the clear winner of that one.
Yeah, it's nice to see Duncan in different events. We all know him as a 100, 200 freestyler, but it's just broad range of what he can do is just amazing.
We demonstrated that in the Gold Coast, of course, with a wide range of events there, including that medal bronze in the 200 fly. Now the women's 400 freestyle. Monique Olivier going onto the podium for the bronze medal. Silver medalist Aisha Thornton. Looking pretty happy about that.
Yeah, it's great to see happy swimmers after their races.
And the gold medalist Freya Anderson. Second time we've seen her there at the top of the podium tonight. And the Scottish champion there, confirmed as Aisha Thornton. And Lauren Wetherall makes it 2 from Ellesmere College on the top of the podium. She is the Scottish junior champion. So some good stuff. There we go to the men's 100 free now. And the speed final. Had a receding fairly late on in this one, so a chance for a reserve to come through, and that is Fraser Agnew, who gets that opportunity in lane 8. So it is Ross Leslie of Edinburgh University in 1, his teammate Kieran McGuckin in 2, Adam Metcalf, Ellesmere College in 3, Zach Aitchison of University of Stirling in 4, Grant Henderson, City of Glasgow in 5, Kyle Boyack, University of Stirling in 6, Archie Goodburn of Warrender in 7, Fraser Agnew in 8, as I said, for the University of Aberdeen. First to the turn, Zach Aitchison of Stirling University, 23.20. And he is pushing it pretty hard here. Lane 6, Kyle Boyack, perhaps his nearest challenger, and pretty close to him now as we come down the final lengths. A number of other swimmers coming up as well. Grant Henderson, Archie Goodburn. This is tight at the end here. All the 8 swimmers coming in pretty close there, but it was Aitchison holding on to take it, 49.62 by a 10th from Archie Goodburn. I suppose you get used to seeing that in 100 free finals, where it's a line of swimmers coming to the wall at the end.
Yeah, it could be so tight, and I mean Zach took it out there, but the others had some great back ends.
So what are the little differences that just make the difference between sort of first place and maybe 4th or 5th?
It's just getting to that wall, trying not to breathe in the last 5 meters, making sure that all your turns you're getting underwater and you're getting the momentum off each wall, not kind of stop-start at each wall. So yeah, they all did very, very well there.
So that was a really tight race as they came in. Zach Aitchison just getting the advantage at the end, which he had, to be fair, most of the way through the race. The A final is up now. This should be very interesting indeed.
Yeah, I think this might be another tight race.
So here they come. Some stars here, because we just saw Duncan Scott in the 200 flying. He is giving the 100 free a miss in these championships. Opens up the opportunity for some of these others. Scott Goby will go in lane 1 for Edinburgh University. Callum Laurie, who we saw in that 200 IM winning earlier, He goes in lane 2. He came from the afternoon heats to claim his place in the A final. David Cumberledge of Edinburgh University, the English internationalist from the Commonwealth Games, he's in 3. Scott McClay, part of the Scottish team in the Gold Coast, in lane 4, as was Jack Thorpe of Edinburgh University, broke that 50 freestyle record yesterday. He's in 5. Craig McLean, another Commonwealth Games swimmer, in 6 for University of Stirling. Stephen Milne, so experienced in the 200 and the 400, goes down to the 100 here. And lane 8, Thomas Flower of Richmond Dales, is our final competitor. Got a good proportion of the relay team that picked up the bronze in the Gold Coast for the men, for Scotland, in this one. So it could be really close. Fastest qualifier was Scott McClay, looking for his first title, 47.86. He's in lane 4. Has a very distinctive style with those long straight arms going through there. It's what you do under the water, I guess, that matters though, not what happens over. And maybe just going ahead of him now, David Cumberledge, 22.85 for David. Scott McClay, 23.12. Jack Thorpe, 23.15. And it's Cumberledge looking strong here now. Do you think they can catch him down the stretch?
Oh, Craig McLean just had a great turn there, so
they are coming back. McClay is coming back fast, but I think Cumberledge is going to hold on. He lunged for the wall there. It'll be interesting to see that in replay, but it worked for him. 47.86 to take the win. Well, we thought it was going to be close. It was close. 48.02 for Scott McClay in second, and Craig McLean, who, as you said, was really powering down that last length. He takes the bronze medal. So good stuff there. Let's just see that replay. Are we going to see it? Yes, we are here. It seemed to me that there was a real launch for the wall. Can we just see that?
yeah.
Oh, didn't quite get the view of it with all the splashing. Maybe get a better view for this one. Oh, stretching there for that wall. And
Scott
I guess
really reached for that wall there.
I guess it's probably ideally that stroke would have been slightly close to the wall, that final stroke. But because couldn't take an extra stroke, that would have been death, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So he had to do that, and it worked for him.
Yeah, that was an exciting race, and nice to see David on top of that podium, but it's a bit different. Jack and Scott went a little bit slower there in the final, so I think they might be a bit disappointed.
100 IM is our final individual event before we go to the relays. B final up on the blocks now. Louisa Stoddart, who made it through from this afternoon, just 13 years old, from East Lothian. She's in 1, off to a super start as well in the fly. Mari Swanson of Aberdeen Performance in 2. Serena Iguaram of City of Glasgow in 3. 2 more from Ellesmere College. Maya Hall in 4, Anna Smale in 5. Yasmin Perry of Aberdeen Performance in 6. Yvonne Brown, we'll talk about her earlier on the breaststroke, so watch her shortly. She's in lane 7, and Eve Corrigan of Warrender in 8. Anna Smale touching first, 29.76. She's looking pretty tidy here in lane 6. Although look up there at lane 2, Mari Swanson is up there, and now coming up Maya Hall in lane 4. Yasmin Perry pushing it hard though in lane 6, and is she the favourite? Oh, it's going to be tight, I think. It's between Maya Hall in 4, Yasmin Perry in 6. Who's going to get the touch? I think it's Yasmin. Yes, but only just. 1:05.25 plays 1:05.33. Oh, but the scoreboard has gone black, and that's not usually a good sign. So we just have to hold our horses a little bit and see what that means.
In an individual medley race, that's quite often the back to breast turn, so that might be the... Oh, no. I think we've got it confirmed.
Yep, so we're okay. That's a relief. Yasmin Perry, Maya Hall, Anna Smale, the 1, 2, 3, all in the 65 range. So well done to them. And our last A final of the evening. As we see those swimmers come in, and just saw there That push to the wall from Yasmin Perry in lane 6, just giving herself the advantage. Katie Cooper.
Again.
Yes, she has certainly got her work to do. And it is her for Warrender in lane 1. Lucy Ross, who we saw on the podium recently in the breaststroke. She's in lane 2 for South Lanarkshire. Then it's Emma Harvey of Millfield. Katie Robertson back. And so she's for South Ayrshire. And so beside her is Katie Shanahan. Another busy night. Well, Adams for Aberdeen Performance in 6. Gulsom O'Neill, second City Glasgow swimmer in 7. And Nita McCartney at University in 8. So the battle of the Katies, maybe. It's perhaps worth keeping your eye on records here. 100 IM. The junior record in particular, Katie Robertson holds it. Katie Shanahan beside her. Katie Robertson, of course, no longer a junior. She set that last year. So, how's this going to work out? Both the Katies on 63s in the heats. Katie Robertson by about half a second was the faster, but the strongest start is Emma Harvey in the green cap in lane 3. Also going well on the backstroke, Anita McCartney in lane 8. Beside her, Gulsom O'Neill. The breaststroke, as you would think, will come to the fore after this turn. It is Emma Harvey leading the way, 28.81 for her. As we go into the breaststroke now. And Katie Robertson starting to make her move, and she has moved up into the lead now, just past Emma Harvey. Katie Shannon doing her best to go with her, as is Orla Adams in lane 6. Through into the freestyle now. And it is Katie's 1 and 2, and Katie Shanahan is coming at Katie Robertson here. This is going to be tight as they come in. Is Shanahan going to take it? Not quite. 102.39 and 102.59. So Robertson takes it, but Katie Shanahan takes the Scottish junior record from Katie Robertson. So a great way to finish our individual events for this evening. 102.39 then you see on your scoreboard for Katie Robertson. 102.59, new Scottish junior record for Katie Shanahan, and third spot to Orla Adams. So really good stuff there. I really thought Katie Shanahan might get that when they came down that freestyle length.
She was coming back on Katie Robertson there, but Katie Robertson's breaststroke really took that for her.
So Katie Shanahan then, 200 IM junior record yesterday, 100 IM today. Has to be happy with her weekend's work so far. One more day to go, of course. Here's our medalists. You know this man, making the presentations, I think, Corrie?
Oh yes, Andy Figgins.
South Lanarkshire head coach, and he's Kilbride as well. He's a main component part, I suppose, of the South Lanarkshire programme. He's Kilbride. Bronze medalist there, Craig McLean of University of Stirling. Scott McLean, his teammate, the silver medalist. The Open champion, Edinburgh University's David Cumberledge there. You're going to have to stretch, Andy. Oh no, David did the decent thing there. So the Scottish champion is Scott McLean. Of course, Andy Figgins, as well as being head coach for South Lanarkshire, now on the Scottish Swimming Board of Directors, so giving his insights and experience to benefit Scottish swimming on the wider sphere as well as in Lanarkshire. The junior champion, second time tonight, Liam McLaughlin of Warrender. He's having a good weekend. 100 IMers will be next to the podium. The two Katies. What do you think of it so far? Let's see, what have we had? Scottish record from Ross Murdoch.
Yep.
Scottish record from Tane Bruce.
Yep.
Scottish junior record from Katie Shanahan.
Yep.
We saw those world records in para swimming this morning. Scott Quinn and Stephen Clegg.
Yes, we've had
Who
records
knows
going
what
all
will
day.
happen in the relays.
Yeah, they're always exciting at the end of the day.
So it's been pretty special today. So let us know what you think. Who has really impressed you in the pool? Please get in touch. Hashtag ScottNSC18. So here are the ladies from the 100 IM. Orla Adams, University of Aberdeen performance team, the bronze medalist. Good night for Orla. She's been on the podium now a couple of times. Katie Shanahan, silver medalist. And just doing enough to take the gold. Katie Robertson from South Ayrshire. And that Scottish junior record then. Katie Shanahan is our junior champion. See, I Katie Robertson was tall, but she's dwarfed there by Katie Shanahan.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to see the two girls so tall, and that'll really help in the future as well.
So relays now, it'll be the men up first. 4x50 freestyle relay. We've got 3 heats for the men and 4 heats for the women. Of course, it's not about heats and finals, it's about whoever's fastest. Doesn't matter which heat you're in. If you're the fastest, you get the medal. So we'll see how these early heats get on. Entry time's 1:42s for this first heat. Aquajets Newcastle leading off in 3 with Lucas Lowry, Natari with Jordan McPhail, McBurney, who's had a good weekend, he leads off for Dumfries, and Ryan Ferguson for first. Aquajets really setting the pace early on. Lucas Lowry, and I guess this is all about real sprint speed for each of these 4. 23.86 at the first changeover. Will Murden now taking it on. For first, it's Kia Edgar, quite an experienced swimmer on their second leg. And he is closing on Aquajets. So it's first maybe now. Or is it? It's very close as the two swimmers go in together. The touch by 300 still with Aquajets, 48.38. Rhys Llewellyn for them. Liam Harkin now has the lead for first. Third place, Dumfries with Cameron Allison, but they're a fair way back, and it's first now taking control. Great third leg from Liam Harkin. Just tend to put your weakest swimmer on the third leg, but often it's that third leg that makes the difference.
Yeah, definitely. It's now, I guess, the first team have had 4 really good legs here, so they seem to have this race kind of tied up now.
It's Craig Yeardley on the anchor leg, Thomas Speed for Aquajets. He will certainly hold on to second from Cameron Gordon for Dumfries. So the win in the first heat goes to first, 1:37.59. So just take a mental note of that time when we go to the next heat. It's the fastest. There you have confirmation. Aquajets second, Dumfries third. All of them, I think, inside their entry times. Because they'll have a team in mind when they submit their entry times, and in most cases, I guess that's the team that takes to the water, barring any injuries or loss of form. 2 more heats to go, as I said. These will be full heats, unless there's a late littoral. Certainly looks pretty full here. As they prepare these stretchings. It's mainly psychological, these stretching, or is it some benefit in just loosening up the body at the last minute?
I always liked. I had my wee pre-race routine, so I always did the same thing. It's just a bit of a. It was, I guess, a psychological thing. I always liked to do that, and then I knew I was ready.
So
for
what
a
is
race.
it you did? What was that routine?
I'd always go in and splash myself, and then shake my arms around and shake my legs, and have a wee hit as well.
That
so.
we slap.
Yeah. I guess it probably was psychological, but it's nice to do the same thing, and then you know that you're ready to go and do a good race.
So there's a bit of a pause. Looks like we are missing a team, actually. It looks like on the scoreboard here in the venue, looks like lane 2 not showing. So there's not quite sure what's going on here. That was scheduled to be Dundee City Aquatics in lane 2. Just trying to look across and see if I can see anything. There's also something going on with the pads. Or is it? No, it's the lane rope, in fact, between lane 2 and 3. So that's what's causing the delay. Also important to keep those lane ropes nice and tight. Otherwise they can impact on the quality of the swim. If you get too much wave action from them, they're meant to cut that right down as much as they can. So there we go. We've got a great team of pool staff here at the Royal Commonwealth Pool. They've really looked after us well in recent years when we've had short course now for a number of years in Edinburgh. It's become a tradition.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, this was your training home for a lot of your training.
Yeah, for the last 7 years this is my training home, so yeah, the team at the Royal Commonwealth Pool have always been really, really good to us.
And they sorted that out pretty quickly. So I think we are good to go now. So the referee putting the whistle to his mouth. Just having a look. Gives the thumbs up.
Yeah, I still think we don't have a team in lane 2, so I wonder what's happened to Dundee City Aquatics.
Yep, so they are not here. Perhaps one of their swimmers just picked up an injury to stop the team from going. So there's 7 going in the second heat. Warrender junior team in 1, led off by Fraser Wilson. Western Berkshire with Michael Irwin in 3. Aberdeen Performance with Fraser Agnew in 4. Another junior team from West Lothian, John Keane, who we've seen on the podium plenty of times. They're in 5. South Lanarkshire with Cameron Billsland in 6, also a junior team. Hearts with Ross Kerr, and First with Elliot Miller, another junior team, and it's University of Aberdeen 23.46, 4/10 faster than the first heat. Taking it on is John Wright for them, the distance specialist. So 50 is something different for him. Miles Lapsley, who is a strong sprinter, goes in lane 4. And they're in second place. These two teams now quite a way clear of the others. So John Wright did a good leg there, and he hands over to Jamie Easton. He'll be against Yasin Onal. West Lothian were the junior champions in the medley yesterday, so they'll be looking for a strong swim here. We have one more junior team to come in the final heat. It's certainly looking good for University of Aberdeen and West Lothian first and second. Now as we go to the anchor men, it's Michael Alcorn against Alistair Duns. Final 25, and Aberdeen Performance are not going to let this one slip now. Remember the first heat 1:37.59, this will be faster than that. So University of Aberdeen bringing it home 1:34.15. Swim West Lothian, worth keeping a note of their time as well, 1:36.18, because that's the top junior time. As I said, one more junior team to come in the third heat. Again, the board has gone black on us. Takeovers usually, I would guess, is the issue in a freestyle relay.
Yeah, when it's so tight, you want to try and get that takeover as fast as possible, but you don't want to get it too fast.
No, it's a fine balance. This medley relay probably was your main relay event. And just as how much training did you do of these takeovers, particularly when you're going for something like the Commonwealth Games, where it's an important event for the team?
Yeah, it was great to be out in Brisbane for a few weeks, because it meant that we could work together, and we had 3 backstrokers out there who could potentially do the 100 backstroke leg. So we got good training there.
So you can see we got 2 disqualifications there, including that junior team from West Lothian. So That was unfortunate for them. So Warrender now 1:37.99. That is the leading junior time. So 2 disqualifications there, Western Berkshire and West Lothian, as we go for the third and final heat for the men.
It's nice to see Craig McNally there on screen doing a little 50 freestyle. So it's nice to see people doing different events and relays.
Yep, doing one for the team. So it's Warrender with Sonny Kennedy, Aberdeen Performance with Mark Campbell, University of Stirling with Callum Bain, Duncan Scott heading off for University of Stirling A team, Jack Thorpe for Edinburgh University. That'll be some battle in this first leg. Craig McNally, Ross Leslie, Mark Ford for the Glasgow and Edinburgh teams on the near side. But well, as they go, that looked a pretty sharp handover from University of Stirling, 21.85. So in the pool now is Craig McLean, who we saw just not long ago, and he is pushing it out from their B team, Callum Laurie and Scott Goby for Edinburgh. Well, we saw the Stirling team smash the club record earlier on, 43.44 now. The third swimmer is Martin Walton. Edinburgh now have moved into second spot with Kieran McGuckin ahead of Zach Aitchison for the University of Stirling B team, but it's the A team who are dominant here. 1:04.76 at the third changeover, and on the anchor leg is Scott McClay, who we saw in very strong form earlier on in the 100. He's no doubt he is going to take this by a margin. Let's just check on the time, 1:26.64, and that is a new Scottish club record. They beat their own record by just over a quarter of a second. Second place was Edinburgh University in 1:28.61. University of Stirling B team in third place. Just looking at that City of Glasgow team, 1:37.85. That is by 14 hundredths faster than the Warrender team from Heat 2.
Very close there.
Yeah, so West Lothian will be feeling a bit sick because they were faster than that before they got DQ'd.
Yeah.
But, well, maybe they were faster because they took a flyer, so...
Yeah, it is a very fine balance, and it's always, you always feel so annoyed if it's your takeover that you've went a little bit early, but I guess as they get a bit older and move into the senior ranks, they'll get a bit more experience in making sure their takeovers are fast but safe.
Scott McClay pretty much nailed his finish here, I would say. So he came in there, right on the end of his reach. This could have been slightly closer, but no, that's picky. So great win for the University of Stirling. Another Scottish club record knocked up. Not a Scottish record because Martin Walton in that team, not a Scot. So that record stands, held by City of Glasgow a while back in the days of Robbie Rennick and co. Off to the women now, and we've got 4 heats in this one. The 3 in this first heat. Mulgai Bearsden with Heather Brolly leading off. Western Berkshire with Catriona Stewart on the first leg, and the Dumfries with Amy Harkness. And it looks like it's Amy, the 13-year-old, who is putting the Dumfries into just the early lead. 28.15, not a lot in it, just 2 tenths separating the 3 teams at the changeover. Gemma McLeod taking it on for the Dumfries. Charlie Bridges for Western Berkshire, Charlotte Hughes for Mulgai and Bearsden. That's the order as they come down the second leg.
Yeah, this has been a great leg there for Gemma McLeod from Dumfries. Really taking it out there.
54.93 as Rachel Beswick now takes it on against Maureen Markwick and Katie Simpson, Western Berkshire and Mulgai and Bearsden respectively. Hard to see them catching Dumfries now, as they've got a strong swimmer, Ava Simpson, on the anchor leg, and they've got a sizable lead here of about 4 meters to give to Ava. 1:23.60. So Ava will surely see this off. The race is tight for second though. Amy Shields for M&B against Neve Reid for Western Berkshire, the 13-year-old against the 16-year-old. One is going to go, I think, the distance, but they're in the wake of a strong Dumfries lead off. And they set the early standard, 1:49.83, knocking 4 seconds off the time they submitted. Get to see the finish for the second and third, but I can tell you that it just went to Western Berkshire. There's confirmation of it. 1:54.52, 1:54.80 for M&B.
That was a great anchor leg there for Ava Simpson. She really increased that lead.
Yes, it was around 26 and a quarter. So looking at the relative splits, that was the fastest split of the quartet. As I suppose you'd expect for the anchor swimmer. It has the advantage of the anticipating the dive as well compared with the first swimmer. On to heat 2. This one we've got 6 teams go. South Ayrshire led off by Hannah Young in 2. Stirling Swim with Amy Malone in 3. South Lanarkshire with Alice Meldrum in 4. Tynemouth with Amy Heron in 5. Aberdeen Dolphin with Rona Bowie in 6. Inverclyde with Molly Cannon in lane 7. Entry times here all around the 1:52, 1:53 mark. So this one could be really close, and there's 4 teams going in together, led by South Ayrshire, 27.75. South Ayrshire junior team, Sophie Cameron now on the second leg for them. Beside them, Shona Laverty for Stirling Swim, Yvonne Brown for South Lanarkshire, Harriet Lee for Tynemouth. They're the 4 teams contesting this at the moment as we come down towards halfway. Maybe Tynemouth just touching the lead, although Yvonne Brown might have other views about that. And it is Yvonne Brown for South Lanarkshire touching first, 56.16. This is at the moment slower than the Dumfries team. Jory Horn on the third leg for South Lanarkshire. Good pace going for South Ayrshire now. Kira Sterica in lane 2, putting in a good third leg for South Ayrshire, so they now have the lead. The Dumfries split was 1:23.60. This is almost identical, 1:23.64. On the anchor now, Lucy Grieve. They've got a really strong swimmer there. Seen her on the top of the podium in that fly earlier. As junior champion, and she surely is going to bring this home. It's tight for second as they come in. Lucy Headley for Tynemouth against Lucy Ross for South Lanarkshire. That's going to be based on the touch, but behind South Ayrshire, 1:49.81, just 200ths faster than Dumfries from the first heat. But they now take on the mantle of fastest to date. South Lanarkshire just got the job done there against Tynemouth for second place. Lucy Ross putting in a good anchor leg for them to see off Lucy Headley by a couple of tenths.
That's exciting. We've got 3 junior teams in the third heat as well, and another 2 in the fourth, so we'll see how their time compares to the South Ayrshire team just there.
There's lots of very talented youngsters taking part in these championships, and they all club together here to do their bit for the team. Spot there of the M&B team, that is one of the junior teams in lane 5. Fullfield, St Thomas with Clyde Brown in 1. Aberdeen Performance with Anya Slessor in 2. Natari with Caroline Lewitt in 3. Warrender with Abby Sinclair in 4. Mulgai and Bearsden with Rachel Gillespie in 5. Hearts with Emma Russell. West Lothian with Drew Mackenzie, and Morgan Anderson leading off for Dundee City Aquatics in lane 8. So it's lane 3, 5 and 6, the early front runners. Caroline Lewitt for Natari in lane 3 with the touch. That's quite a bit faster than we've seen, 26.27. Great opening leg for her. She hands over to Adelaide Gradius. Just behind them in lane 5, Kirsty McNair now for in fact, yes, that is Mulgai and Bearsden in lane 5. Not far behind Natari, 53.48, and 53.97 respectively. The third leg, Kaylee Decker for Natari, Eva Alguero for M&B, pulling up now. Aberdeen Performance with Gaia Alcaraz in third place in lane 2, up near the top of your screen, but still Natari with the advantage in lane 3, 1:19.73. We're about 4 seconds faster than we saw in the first 2 heats, so this will set the standard. You would think Natari surely are going to take this one, anchored by Clara Von Opel's had a really good couple of days. Second, Mulguy and Bearsden, the junior team. Ellis Shields on the anchor. So are Aberdeen Performance, the junior team, and this is going to be close. I think Aberdeen Performance might just nick it. Yes, they do, by 500. But Natari take the win, 1:45.74. Look at that Aberdeen time, 1:47.93. So that will be the time that the juniors in the final heat have to beat. Aberdeen Performance. And the seniors have to beat that 1:45.74. Natari, of course, was a junior team as well, but not a Scottish one, so they don't qualify for the junior medals. But a great performance from Natari there. Michael Jimmerson coaching for them.
Yeah, so they've got so much experience in their coaching team, and they'll gain that learning about his Olympics and his Commonwealth Games successes.
Yes, I certainly remember that 2012 200 breaststroke, which so nearly got the gold, and a fantastic silver, the best performance from a British swimmer in that Olympic Games. So the final race of the night, Warrender Juniors in 1, led by Katie Goodburn. Aberdeen Performance with Yasmin Perry, City of Glasgow, Gulsum O'Neill, Edinburgh University with Lucy Hope, University of Stirling, Lotta Upan, University of Stirling B team with Hannah Featherstone, Edinburgh University B with Monique Olivier, and City Glasgow Juniors with Saskia Wade. Lucy Hope, no surprise there to see her pushing it out hard, 25.11. She hands over to Tame Bruce. We saw that fantastic fly, but in recent months we have seen some good freestyle sprints from her, and she is showing a good clean pair of heels to Amy Wilmot for University of Stirling. 49.81, plays 51.39 for the University of Stirling team. In the pool now, Catherine Greenslade. So saving herself bats for this relay, having withdrawn from the event earlier. Cassie Wild, the backstroker, going for University of Stirling. So 2 backstrokers, although Catherine also a very good freestyler. 1:15.35. It's looking good for Edinburgh University here, up by nearly 2 seconds, with Rachel Masson on the anchor leg up against Sophia Althoff for Stirling University. Third is pretty close. Emily Grant for the Stirling B team, Emily Horn for City of Glasgow. And in front of them, though, Anita McCartney for Edinburgh. So it's going to be Edinburgh 1 and 3, I think, with Stirling in between them. The winning time, 1:40.86. So that was a great effort. Just outside Edinburgh University's own Scottish club record by about half a second, of course, for Catherine Greenslade. Not a Scot, so although that was inside the Scottish record, it's not by a full Scottish team. So a great effort though from them. 1:40.86. University of Stirling second, and the University of Edinburgh B team see coming in third in lane 7. Mr. McCartney bringing them in. So our final piece of protocol, I suppose you call it, the presentations for these relays. While they get ready for that, because it might just take them a while to get organised for that. Thoughts about tonight, Corrie?
Well, it's been another very exciting night to see, well, Scottish record from Ross in the 100 breaststroke, a Scottish record from Tane in the 100 fly. Yeah, it's been an amazing night, and some Scottish junior records in there as well. I think my favourite race of the night has been Tane's 100 fly. I think it's great to see her doing another Scottish record after her one at Bucks and just pushing that 100 fly on in Scotland.
Yeah, she looked very, very sharp in that, didn't she? The way she attacked that. Be exciting for the 50 tomorrow, I think, as the way she really pushed off down that first half of that 100 fly, I think bodes well for the 50 as well. Sean Harkin, I think, the Scottish record holder in that one, so a chance perhaps for her to pick that up.
Yeah.
But let's just focus now on our final sets of presentations. So the bronze medal team there. University of Stirling B team. B team, Callum Bain, Callum Laurie, Zach Aitchison and Ewan Smith. The Edinburgh University team take the silver. Jack Thorpe, Scott Gopi, Kieran McCookin and David Cumberledge. Alison Lowe, Scottish Amateur Swimming Association President, doing these presentations, and she will give the gold medal to University of Stirling A team in that new Scottish club record of 1 minute 26.64. So these Stirling men have been mighty impressive as well.
Yeah, very impressive. They've all swum so impressively individually tonight as well. So to see them come together as a relay is even nicer. I think all swimmers love a relay. It's so much fun, so it's nice to see them being so successful.
Because they were given an electric start there by Duncan Scott, and a really strong finish from Scott McLeay and the men in the middle, Craig McLean and Martin Woolton, more than fulfilling their part. So City of Glasgow, the junior champions there, Mark Ford, Conor Massey, Louis Lawler, the S14 para swimmer, and Tony Anderson, just 14 years old.
Yeah, we've seen some great S14 Scottish records from Louis Lawler this weekend, so...
Try saying that when you've had a few drinks.
Louis Lawler.
Well done. Not that you've had a few drinks tonight that I know about.
Don't worry, I've not.
That comes on later. Yes, a British record for Louis this weekend as well as the Scottish record, so great stuff from him. In fact, the Paras have done themselves proud this weekend. Lots of them breaking records. So just a little pause now as we prepare for our final presentation. Don't forget that we'll be back again tomorrow to do day 3, 5:30 once again. Got some great swimming still to come in these championships.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see that tuna breaststroke for Ross Murdoch tomorrow. He's already broken the Scottish record in the 50 and the 100, so what can he do in his more favoured 200s?
Derek McGowan, president of the West District, another stalwart of South Lanarkshire swimming, gives the bronze medal to the University of Edinburgh B team. That team, Monique Olivier, Anna Main, Juliette Cassini, Anita McCartney. A couple of new names in the Edinburgh University ranks in that team.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's Anna Main's and Juliette Cassini's first year, so it's nice to see some internationals as well. Juliette's international and Monique, as we said earlier as well, and Anna and Anita are both English, so that's a nice international team for us.
Silver medalist, the University of Stirling A team, Walter Upan, Amy Wilmot, Cassie Wild, Sophia Oltoft, another international flavour to that team as well. And a super swim from the Edinburgh University A team, Lucy Hope, Tane Bruce, Catherine Greenslade and Rachel Masson. Another one where it was a real strong team performance, given a great start from Lucy Hope, but the other three, Tane, Catherine and Rachel, really fulfilling their parts very strongly. We make way for the juniors. Very close race, but it was the University of Aberdeen performance team from the third heat that got their junior medal, and Slessa, Mari MacDonald, Gaia Alcaraz and Alicia Bain. So that is our final piece of action for tonight. It's been fun, Corrie.
It's been great fun, yeah.
Hope you've enjoyed our transmission. Thanks to QTV Sport for their production tonight. And we'll wrap it up now from a dark Royal Commonwealth pool. It's Duncan McKinnell and Corrie Scott. We wish you very good night.
Night.
Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out,
It's your water, your life.
top up from the tap with Scottish Water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
Exceeding expectations in the delivery of outstanding, best value legal services to businesses, organisations and private individuals. If you want to deal with a different kind of law firm, get in touch now.